Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh. Oh. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहम् धनुजवनकृशानं ज्ञानिनाम् अग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणाम् अधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि नमः श्रीतुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन Rama Nami. You want to ask that auntie if she wants to come forward? We can bring the chair forward. Yeah. You can still hear me? Okay. Okay. So what we are seeing here is after Kakabhushandi talked about the devotion part, saying the devotion is easier, and he talked about how to get it and all that. Then Garudji wanted to know how about the Gnana. So then we started, Kakabhushan started telling about the Gnana, and 2 points he was going to do. And one point was, in Gnana, difficulties are more. And in Bhakti, there is not much difficulties. Reason being, in Bhakti, you have the support of Bhagavan. And Bhagavan is going to make sure that you won't have that many difficulties. And even if the difficulties come for a bhakta, his mental attitude has changed so much. He says, well, this is also Bhagavan's Leela. This is what he wants me to go through. So he doesn't become very agitated. But in case of Gnana, you are on your own. I quoted the Bhagavad Gita shlokas and all that, Uttaredatmanatmanam and all that. So it is by your own self effort. Okay, you have to walk the spiritual path. But when it comes to the goal, the end goal, bhakti also will take you to liberation. Gnana will also take you to liberation. Okay, so it's left to you, whatever you want to do. So that is the first thing he said. And then he said, okay, I'm going to tell you another point about this one. And this is where he's talking about this Gnana Deepa. How to light, for any ignorance to go, okay, you need the knowledge. For any darkness to go, you need the light. So here, since we are talking about the Gnana, so the big metaphor that Kakabhushan started talking about this, how to light this Gnana Deepa. Okay, so we have seen quite a bit of that one in our last 2 classes. So just to give just a little recap, not I don't want to spend too much time on that. So he said for this one, first thing that has to come in a person is Satvika Shraddha, interest in Satvik Shraddha. When that Satvik Shraddha comes, then he will get interested in spiritual path, saying, what is it that I can do? So at that time, he will start the japa, tapa, and all the sadhanas that he will do. And so this one was compared to Tulsidas, the metaphor I said. So Satvika Shraddha, he compared to the Dhenu, the cow with the calf. And then to take care of the Dhenu, you need the green grass and all. Then only the cow will be happy. So just like you need to do the spiritual path, you have to japa, tapa and all that, to make your spiritual path, go higher. The same way you have to take care of the Dhenu, with this one. So this way he compared quite a bit. So what we saw in the last class, I'm not, after this Gnanadipa is over, I'll tell you the whole thing again. Okay. So now let us not spend a lot of time in that one. So in the, what we saw here was, okay. We went until the butter, like we saw how the milk is produced and how the milk is taken and boiled. Did we do that one boil thing also? Not yet, right? Okay. Okay. We did the 117A, right? The Doha. Okay, okay, I see it here. Vimala Biraga Subaga Supunita. So butter of, what is that butter? So, this is Bimala Biraga. That is, it is pure Vairagya, which is Subaga and Supanita. Supanita is holy and it is Subaga, beautiful and nutritious. So from Satvik Shraddha, we have come all the way to the butter. Okay. So the milk was Paramadharma. It was Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. So that those things we already saw that one. So from now that after the butter is there, to light the lamp, what do you need? You need to make that butter into ghee. Okay. So how do you make that butter into ghee here? So we have chanted this one. So this is Doha 117A. So he says, Joga Agini Kari Pragata Tab Karma Subha Subalayi Buddhi Sirave Jnana Grita Mamata Mala Jare Jai. One second, okay? I'm missing one page here. Interesting. I wrote it this morning about that one. Okay, anyway, let me just do it without the notes here. Okay, let me just do it right now. Just looking at this verse here. So here he says, so from the butter of Vairagya dispassion, you get the ghee. And what is that ghee? It says Jnana Ghruta. So that is the knowledge of ghee. So ghee of knowledge. That's what you are going to do it. And what is the fire? So once you put that butter on the fire, what is that fire that you are going to do it? It says Joga Agini Kari Pragata. So kindling that fire with the yoga. So what is yoga? So in Patanjali Yoga, Patanjali ji, he says the definition of yoga is the Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So removing the fluctuation of the mind, that is called yoga. So what does it mean? It only means concentration of mind. That's all it is. So with the concentration of mind, that is the fire. Okay, so you kindle that fire for the butter to melt. And then once it is fire has started, you have to keep it going. Okay, so so what is the fuel that you need to feed for the fire to keep going? Tab karma subha asubha lai. So then all your good karmas and bad karmas, so you burn in that fire. Okay, so here when we say it's okay, all the bad karmas, but why do we have to burn our good karmas also there? What is wrong with that one? Because the good karma is going to keep you in samsara. So with the good karma, you are going to go to heavens. You enjoy it. And then once your the good karma's phalam is over, then you are pushed back to the earth. So now you go through the same thing that we go through. And then once you have some more punya, you go there. It's just like, you save the money, go to Las Vegas, spend all the money there, and then come back. And then you have to earn again, so save the money like that. So this is the Shubha karma. So even Shubha karma is not something that we can be say, oh, I've done a lots of things, but actually it will keep you in samsara only. So that's why it says, taba. So once you have kindled it, then karma subha asubha lai. So bring all your good and bad karmas and burn them. And then comes this jnana ghruta. Okay. And then it says mamata mala jari jai. So when you boil the butter, there is always some impurities. Mala. And what is that mala? That here Kakabhushan is telling, that is the mamata. That is the attachments. Okay, so many times, we think we really don't have attachment, and I think I'm free. But the attachments are so subtle, we don't even think that we have those things. So we need to get rid of that mamata at that time. So that should also be burned. So when you burn your shubha and ashubha kamas, and also the mamata and everything, what will happen? Buddhi siravai. The gnana comes, that buddhi. So the ghee has come. Once all this malas is over, then what do you do with the ghee? Siravai. You cannot use the hot ghee to light the lamp. So you have to cool it down. So siravai means cool it down. So first you cool the ghee, and before you put it in the container of that one. And now what you need, you have the ghee now. So what you need is the wick and the lamp. Okay, to put the ghee and then to light the lamp here. So here it says taba vigyana rupi. So at that time, buddhi bisata gruta pai chitta di abhari ghare druda samata diati banai. So then means, once you get this knowledge, once the ghee has formed, vigyana rupini. So then you have to abide in that knowledge. It is not just getting the knowledge. Okay. And it's right here, my notes. Why I'm not looking at it? It's right in front of me. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I finished it without looking at the notes. Okay. So this one, taba vigyana rupini buddhi bisata gruta pai. So now, that ghee that you have, that knowledge that you have to assimilate. Then that knowledge has to become your knowledge. And if it doesn't become, it is going to be only book knowledge. That's all. So you have to do the mananam and make that knowledge your own knowledge. So when you do this mananam, there will be clarity in your knowledge. So Shravanam, you listen to the Guru, and then whatever he has said, do the mananam. That is the Vijnana Rupini. And Chitta Diya. So what is the lamp? Chitta, that is the faculty of memory. So that is the solid, the lamp. And then Bhari. So fill that lamp, that with that ghee. with that knowledge. That knowledge, when you do the assimilation, you do the nididhyasa, mananam. Nididhyasana comes later. Mananam, that knowledge without any doubts, you feel that one, okay, in that lamp. And then deity, then you have to put that lamp somewhere, and that it should be not shaking. It should be quite steady also. So deity means, that is a stand. And then what is that stand? Samata. It's the equanimity. On the stand of equanimity, you place your lamp, filled with knowledge of ghee of knowledge. Okay, and then how it should be? Dharai dhruda. It should be securely, well secured. That stand, it should be then. Okay, so okay, now let's see the next doha. So now the lamp is filled with the ghee, and it is kept on a stand, and the stand is pretty sturdy. It's not going to move. Now, what is it that we need? We need the wick to put it in that one. So for the wick, you need cotton, right? And from the cotton, all the impurities also must be removed. You just cannot take the cotton and then stick it there, so it should be done properly also. Now, that is what is said in the Doha number 117C. Okay. Tini avastha, tini guna, tehi kapasite kadi. Thula turiya savari puni, bati kare sugadi. So what is this one? This is actually, like a, I'll just translate that one, and then we'll go in little detail. So it says, this kapasa is cotton. And in the second line, tula is also cotton. Kapasa and tula, both are cotton. So now you have the kapasa, the cotton of tini avastha, 3 states of experience. And then it is governed by tini guna, governed by 3 gunas, sattvic, rajasic and tamasic, and that is the cotton. But in that cotton, that is tula, in the second line it says tula turiya savari puni. So in that cotton, you have to find the turiya atma. Okay, then bati karai sagadi. Then you take that cotton and then make it into a strong wick. Now let us see what is all these things that he's talking about. That's why I said this is really, really heavy stuff here. So here it says, now for to making the wick, first he says tini avastha, right? And tini guna. What is tini avastha? 3 avasthas, 3 states of our states. Okay, so we all know waking state, dream state, and then deep sleep state, and then silence. Nothing is, even when we say that, chant the Om, we say ah, waking, O for the dream state, for the deep sleep state, and then the silence. So actually there are 4, people say there are 4 states, but there are no 4 states. Because in the silence, the only thing that is there is that consciousness. Mind has gone. In the waking state, mind is very active. We can see, if we sit for meditation, we know how active our mind is, and it goes everywhere. Okay, so mind is very active in the waking state. But in dream state, what happens is, the gross body has gone to, it's not moving. It is sleeping. Okay, but the mind is there, but the intellect is not there. I really like this one. Gurudev said, what is a dream state and what is it that dreams that you dream? He says, during the daytime, okay, not just that day, even sometime previous or something, during the daytime, you had gone to a zoo one day, and you saw an elephants, tigers and everything. And another day you went to a shopping and then to buy some shoes. And you saw there a high heel pink shoes there in the window. And then, some other time, maybe you saw a movie or something like that, and there was a girl who was wearing mini skirt, tall, skinny girl. So you just take these three. So in the dream, you do not have the intellect. So the dream that he sees is elephant walking on a pink heels, heels with a mini skirt. So like this, see, all the things that we see during the waking time, it gets jumbled up, and that is the dream most of the time. Okay, and this is made by our own mind, the mind that has seen. Since the intellect cannot say, "Hey, what are you doing? This is not the elephant with the so intellect is not there. So that is the dream state. So waking state is one, dream state is the other one, then the deep sleep state, where you do not have any dreams, mind and intellect, everything has gone to sleep. But consciousness is still there. How do you know the consciousness is still there? Because when you wake up, you will say, I had a good sleep. Who knew that one? You, the consciousness, knew that you had a good sleep. And then comes the, turiya. This turiya is, as I said, it is not a state. This turiya is present in waking, present in a dream, present in deep sleep. Because without the consciousness, how can you be alive also during it? So this is what he's telling. Tula turiya teen avastha. So these are the teen avasthas. And so turiya is not the one there. See, even as I was telling you, Om, many people, they say, start with Om. That's very wrong. Because when you see that Om, actually it is A plus U is O. It is one letter. So you should never chant starting with Om. You should always say Om. Okay. But to explain the states and all that, they break it up into three. That's all it is. So you should know that one. So here there is this Turiya, about the Turiya in Mandukya Upanishad. It is said that. What is Turiya? Mandukya Upanishad is one of the shortest Upanishads with only 12 mantras. And the 7th mantra talks about the Turiya. I'm not going to explain to you everything about Turiya, but I just wanted to tell you because it says the Tini Avastha, and in the second line it says Turiya Savari. So you should know what Turiya is. Okay. I did explain to you saying Turiya is the consciousness that is present in all through the states, but I just want to quote this one. Okay. So it says, I'm going to read it, don't get scared. See, this is, each line is one word. Okay, but you have to break them up as you read. Okay, so it says, Nanta pragnam, na bahi pragnam, na ubhayata pragnam, na pragnana ganam, na pragnam, na apragnam, adrushyam, avyavaharyam, agrahyam, alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadesham, ekatma pratyayasaram, prapanchopashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturtam, the fourth, manyante, sa atma, sa vigneya. So I'm not going to tell you the meaning of everything. I'll just tell you the second line, which is very simple to you. Even you can make it out. So it says adrushyam. It is unseen. Avyavaharyam. So it is not related to anything. And then agrahyam. It cannot be comprehended by the mind. Alakshanam. Agrahyam, alakshanam. So uninferable. And achintyam, unthinkable. Avyapadesham. So it cannot be described. And ekatma pratyasaram. So it is only that one thing. Okay, and then it says prapanchopashamanam. So if I keep on explaining to you, it becomes so. All you understand is chaturtham manyante. The fourth one is called as turiya. That's all. Okay, I really did not wanted to say it, but again, I said, you need to understand what turiya is, that is said there here. So that is the turiya. So that is tini avastha. The fourth one, normally people say the fourth avastha is turiya, but it is not a state at all, because consciousness is present in all the three states. And then he talks about tini guna. Okay, so here the three gunas are the sattvic, rajasic, and tamas. That is, this prakriti is nothing but the gunas, and prakriti, is this sattva, rajas, and tamas is gone by the prakriti. So here it says tini avastha, tini guna. So here now it says, capacity. Kadi means remove. And capacity means from this cotton. So you remove these three avasthas, you remove this sattvic, rajasic, and tamas. Okay, then what you are going to get? Okay, that is that knowledge that you are going to get here. So after the tini avastha, let us see what is this tini guna. So it is, as I said, sattva, rajas, and tamas. And this also you have to go beyond the sattva, rajas, and tamas. So then you can say, why I have to go beyond the sattva? Sattva is so good, right? But sattva is also binding. So that is the reason Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, nistraigunyo bhava. So become without any gunas. So go beyond the gunas. So what is wrong with the gunas? So in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Sattvam sukhe sanjayati. So the sattva binds you to happiness. Because you like it, you like, being happy. So, and it is sattva guna. So it's not, you're not hurting anybody, but you are happy. Even singing bhajans, you are happy. Even that is a binding factor. And then it says, Rajaha Karmani Bharata. Bharata is addressing Arjuna's Bharata here. So Rajaha Karmani, you get attached, Rajas binds you to actions. I like to do this one, I like to do this one, even doing good karmas. I'm going to take care of this, like a village people, or I want to do make the children get educated. I want to teach all the uneducated children in India, wherever, everything. But you get involved so much and it starts binding you. So Rajas binds you to action. And then, of course, what does tamas do? It says, Gnanam avrutyatu tamaha. So the tamas, it clouds your mind. So it clouds your wisdom. So pramade sanjayatyuta. So this way, everything, all the three gunas binds you only. So that's why he is telling here, tini guna. That is also a dirt that you have to remove.
Get out of these three gunas.
As you make your mind more and more sattvic, okay?
It's still here in sattvic.
Yeah, but as you keep on doing it, you yourself realize, what is it that I really want? Actually, above the sattva guna, there is called shuddha sattva. Okay, so you can reach that one. But, as you progress in your spiritual path, and then you become more and more sattvic, you yourself will realize that. And that is Shuddha Sattva is the higher than the Sattva. So that's where it says, Tini Guna. So these three gunas is also a mala. It's a dirt. So that's why he says, Tehi Kapasite Kadi. So you remove those things from, from the cotton. And then Tula Turiya. I already talked to you about the Tula Turiya, right? Okay. Yeah. And then it says here, second line, Tula Turiya Savari Puni. So, and what is it? I already told you what is Turiya. It is pure consciousness. And Bhati Kare Sugadi. So, after you have removed these three avasthas, the three gunas from the cotton, okay, from the mind, then it is ready to make the wick because it is clean now. So with that one, how do you do this one? Bati is wick. Karai Sugadi. That means Sugadi means, make it with strength. It should be tight also. You just cannot put a cotton and then just go dip it. So you have to, roll it and then make it, make it sturdy. So that is what it is called as the Sugadi here. Okay. And then what happens next? We'll go to the next one. So the fourth doha, 117 fourth doha, yehi bidi lesai deep teja rasi vigyanamaya jata hi jasu samipa jarahi madadika salaba saba. Yehi bidi. So this way. So from the starting from, Satvika Shraddha, all the way till here, what you have done. Okay. This way, you do everything and then lesai deeper. So you can start the deepa at that time. And then what happens? Teja Rasi. So it will be brilliant. Brilliant with what? Vijnanamaya. With the knowledge. So that lamp of knowledge will be very bright if you have gone through all this process. And then what happens? Jatahi jasu samipa jarahi madadika salaba sabu. Salaba is the maths. So here the maths are compared to all the mada adi. We say shad, like a kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. So mada, adi, mada, and etc. So all these things are those maths. But when you have this knowledge, the lamp of knowledge is lit, all these negative things, what happens to them? If they come close to you, jatahi jasu samipa. When they goes close to that light that is burning, jarahi, and they all get burnt. How? Salabasaba, all the maths, they will get burnt. So these things are not going to agitate your mind. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, they don't even come close to you. That's what is said here. And now we have to chant the next one. After 117. See, in 3 dohas, how much knowledge is given there. See, I tried my best not to bore you with all this Advaita Vedanta, but I had to say something, so I just said it in a very, very simple way. Okay. Now let us chant from Sohamasmi, okay? Sohamasmi iti vritti akhanda Deepasika soyi parama prachanda Atama anubhava sukha suprakasa Taba bhava moola bhed brahmanasa Prabala abidya kara parivara Moha aditama mitai apara Tabu soyi buddhi pai ara Uragraha baiti granti niru ara Chorana granti pava jau soi Tab yah jiva krutarata hoi Chorata granti jani kagaraya Bhigna aneka karai tab maya Riddhi siddhi prerai bahu bhai Buddhi hi lobh dikavahi ai कलबल छल करि जाहि समीप, अंचल बात बुझावहि दीप। होई बुद्धि जो परम सयानी, तिन तन चितवन अनहित जानी। जो तेहि विघ्न बुद्धि नहीं बाधी, तौ बहोरि सुर करहि उपाधि। इंद्री द्वार चरोखा नाना, तह तह सुर बैठे करि थाना। आवत देखहि विषय बयारी, ते हटि देहि कपाट उधारी।
जब सो पद भजन
पुर गृह जाई, तब ही दीप विज्ञान बुझाई। ग्रंथि न चूटि मिटा सो प्रकाशा, बुद्धि विकल भई विषय बतासा। इंद्र न सुर न ज्ञान सोहाई, विषय भोग पर प्रीति सदाई। विषय समीर बुद्धि कृत भोरी, तहि विधि दीपक बार बहोरी। तब फिर जीव विविधि विधि, पावई संस्कृति क्लेश। हरि माया अति दुस्तर, तरनि न जाई बिहगेश। कहत कठिन समुझत कठिन, साधत कठिन विवेक। होई गुणाचर न्याय जो, पुनि प्रत्युह अनेक। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। Now we have the flame. So that flame is the lamp of knowledge. Now it is said, now that the flame is there, now what you have to think now. So it says, Soham asmiti vrutti akhanda, deepa sikasoi parama prachanda. So the flame of this lamp of knowledge is Sohamasmi iti vrutti akhanda. So vrutti akhanda is akhandakara vrutti. And what is that? Is the Sohamasmi. What is it? Saha aham asmi. I am that. And so that is Brahman. So that knowledge has to, in that flame, that is the flame that is telling you that you are that consciousness. So what is this akhanda kara vrutti? It is little hard to explain for me, okay? Vrutti is a thought, okay? What happens is, say, I'm seeing this cup of water. When my eyes goes there, okay, so the eye sees that one, and these thoughts about this cup of water, it goes back to my mind. So then it realizes, oh, this is a cup of water. The people who know the science, how the eye, it is reversed, what you see and then reversed in the brain itself. So those are the vruttis, those are the thoughts. Okay, so without any vrutti, you will not be able to realize anything. So here he is talking about akhanda kara vrutti. So here is, what is this akhanda kara vrutti? Sohamasmi. That, I am that. That kind of thoughts are going in the mind. It should go on in your mind at that time. So that
subconscious thought.
Huh?
Is that the subconscious
It
thought?
is not subconscious. Consciously you are thinking about that. I am the Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. It has to be conscious. With conscious you have to think about it. It's not subconscious at all. No. Because here we are saying we are the Brahman. Okay, and so you sit, and when you saw all the things, the mind becomes completely yoga. Through yoga, you make the mind without the thoughts and all that. So what are you going to think about it when the mind is blank? That is not the end of it. There in the pure mind, you bring these vrittis of aham brahmasmi. I am that Brahman, or sohamasmi. I am that. Okay, so this is what is called akhanda kara vrutti. So that's what he's telling. Sohamasmi iti vrutti akhanda. Akhandakara vritti has to be done. And Deepa Sisasoi Parama Prachanda. And because of that Akhandakara vritti, the Deepa Sika, that flame of that this lamp of knowledge is soi. It is beautiful. It is very beautiful. It is brilliant. It is glowing. Okay. Now let us see this Sohamasmi iti vritti akhanda a little bit. Okay. So it says, first you go to a guru. See, the spiritual scriptures and all, you cannot study on your own. You have to have a guru. Okay. So if you don't have a guru, you listen to the one of the gurus that who is very popular and you like it listening to him, and he is leading the people in the right way. Okay. So you listen to him and he say, okay, let me understand something. When we become pure guru, as Gurudev always said, we don't go guru hunting. Okay. When we are pure, when it is time for us to have a guru, Guru himself will walk into your life. Unless we are pure, unless we are ready for that one, we cannot have it. However much we look for that, Guru doesn't come to you unless you are ready for that one.
You're all blessed. You have Guru like
Oh, no, no.
No, I think like that. So Guru, does that Guru have to be a live person?
No.
See, that's it. So is it possible that we can consider like how all the time we say Lord Krishna is your Guru? So like for Arjuna, Lord Krishna was Guru. But then according to that story, Lord Krishna was alive and so was Arjuna. So I always get confused. So like even we say a personification of Rama now. He can be my Guru then.
Anybody you can want to know, you can take him as your guru. Okay. So actually there is a scripture that I read about last month about this guru. And even about the mantra and all that. If you do not have a guru, but you want to take mantra diksha, okay, and there is nobody to give you the diksha. In that article written by some Swamiji, he says there, you take the mantra according to your Ishta Devata, okay, and take that mantra and put it in front of the guru that you want to take that God or like a Shivananda Maharaj or Tapon Maharaj or Adi Shankaracharya, whoever, put it in front of that picture and say, today I'm accepting you as my guru, and you start doing it. But he also says, after 1 year, oh, it's not working, so go back to another guru. Don't do that one. Don't ever do that one. Because the results are not going to come so fast.
But the problem is we've got to be able to ask questions out of the Guru. How can we ask God?
Gurudev has written, you read a book, a scripture. Of course, I'm not talking about, like Mandukya Upanishad and things like that. But, a small Prakarana Grantha or something like that. And you have questions on those things. He says, write down all the questions in a pencil, not in a pen. And then he says, go back and read again. Now look at your questions. Half of the questions you are going to erase it. And a few questions will remain. Go back and read again. More questions are removed. But if there is 1 or 2 questions which you could not get it, somebody will come and tell you the answer for that. So we just have to have faith in all these things, and most of the time what we do is, once we read it 1 time, very rarely we read it 3 or 4 times. But if we are serious about that one, we should do that. That's what Gurudev has written actually in his one of his articles. This is how you do it. Did I answer your question?
Thank you.
Okay. So now where were we? Okay. Sohamasmi iti vritti akhanda. Okay. So here the Guru gives the Upadesha Tattvam Asi. You are that Brahman. So that means it's Brahman. And that is consciousness. You can give so many names, Atma, consciousness, and that, and what you call this, Bhagavan, God. So many things, everything is the same. Sometimes they even say self. Okay. But even that self, you should be very careful. Which self you are saying that one. Is it the Jivatma or the Paramatma and all those things comes there? Let's not go into that one. So here, so first the Guru gives the Upadesha, and that is Shravana. So he tells you, you are that. And you do the Mananam on that Upadesha. How can I be that? How can I be that consciousness? I am this little jiva here and there, doing that. But if you listen to the whole lectures, and if you read a little bit of the scriptural, the primary scriptures like some Prakarana Granthas, you will realize, even with the Vichara, you will realize, actually, I am that consciousness, I'm not this body. Because when you see what is the consciousness, what is the Brahman, what is the nature of the Brahman, very simple way. Brahman is that one that is Vyapaka. It is a pervader. Brahman pervades everything. Okay. Brahman is the one who doesn't have the birth and death. Go to the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Start from the 11th verse of second chapter and go until the 25th verse of the second chapter and read it properly. That is where Lord Krishna has said that, who is the Brahman? And that's what there he says, the water cannot wet, the air cannot dry, and all these things about Brahman is given. And if you read that one and you do the mananam on that one, then you will get the clear knowledge. You might not get, like a very high thinking, but at least you will realize, I am the Brahman. Very simple way, I tell you, I say this one to everybody. See, anything that belongs to me, and I say it is mine. I say this is my car. Okay, but I'm not the car. This is my book. I'm not the book. That means when you say this is my body, then you are not this body. So there is something else other than to whom this body belongs to. Then you realize, okay, this body had a time that it came into existence, it is going to die. But see, even, if you see the little elderly people talking and all that, what do they ask? What will happen to me after I die? That means something is there. Even after the body is cremated. So they are aware of that. So if you think all these things, then you will realize that, you are that consciousness, you are not this body. So I can go on and on and on. And so I will just stop here. Okay. So let us just go in further. So when I realize I am that is called knowing. Okay. And then when you do the meditation on that, on nididhyasana, on that clear knowledge that I am that Brahman, then what happens? You are able to say, Aham Brahmasmi, Soham Asmi, I am that. And that is from knowing to being. So that's what he's telling here. Sohamasmi iti Rutti Akhanda. This Akhandakara Rutti, with that one you realize that you are that Brahman, and that is that flame that is so bright, because once you realize you are that, you realize that you are that bright Atma. Okay. And then Deepa, so that's why it says that Deepasika, that flame, okay, it is very beautiful, and it is also brilliant, and it is also glowing. That's what he says. So, and then Atama Anubhava Sukha Suprakasa Tababhava Moola Bheda Brahmanasa. So at that time, when you have that Anubhava, that I am that Brahman, what happens? That darkness of ignorance is gone. So it says, Tama Anubhava is gone. So means, negative way, saying, Tama Atama, it is gone. The Tama is gone there, and you experience that Sukha Anubhava. And that is Suprakasa. That is very brilliant light that is there. So that's what you call it, Aparokshanubhuti. Okay. So you realize you are that one. That what you call that, experience, direct experience. Okay. And then Taba Bhava Moola Bhed Brahma Nasa. So what happens, when with that knowledge, Bheda and Brahma. Bheda is, seeing difference. I and mine, I and you, and all that. And Brahma is illusion. And what happens to this Bheda Brahma? This delusion of plurality. Okay. That Nasa, that gets destroyed. And what happens? What kind? This one is the one that when you say Nasa of what? Samsara. Bhava. Bhava is samsara. So when you realize you are that, there is no more birth after that. Because you have become that Brahman. So that's what he said. Taba, at that time, when you realize Soham Asmi, Bhava Moola, what is the cause for this samsara? That one, Bheda Brahmanasa, that plurality is destroyed. So you see, this is why I tell you, many people say Sri Ramcharitamanas is just a story of Sri Rama. That's all. I have listened to it. I don't need to listen. How much gnana is here and how much bhakti is here. So many things are here. It is not just a story of Rama that is said here. And then what happens? Prabala avidya. That is, however strong that avidya, ignorance be, okay? Kara parivara, with the family of avidya. So what is the family of avidya? Shoka, moha, and all those things. Only when you have ignorance, then you have the shoka, moha, and brahma, bhaya, and all these things. But when the ignorance is gone, all these are gone. So that's why prabala avidya, however strong this avidya be, with its parivara, moha adi. So he says moha and the rest of it, tama mitai apara. So all this one, is gone. Mitai. It's everything will be gone at that time when you realize who you are. Tabasoi buddhi pai uji ara uragruha baiti granti new ara. So when that knowledge is shining brilliantly in your heart, what happens? The knot of the heart, that is cut off. So that's what he says. Tabusoi buddhi pai ujiyara. When you got that knowledge and that is bright in you, then Uragruha Baiti, the Granthi, the one that is sitting in your heart, that Granthi, that knot, Niru Ara, it is cut asunder. So there is no more ignorance anymore once you realize who you are. And so, in the Mundakopanishad, it says, it is the 8th verse in the 2nd chapter, Vidyate Hrudaya Granthi, Chidyante Sarva Samshayaha. Kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drushte paravare. So the knot of the heart, it gets untied, and all the samshayas, all the doubts are solved, and kshiyante chasya karmani, and all his karmas, all are destroyed. Tasmin drushte paravare. When they all these actions, the results of our actions, they don't give any more results. Okay, when you have seen that paravare, when you become that realized person. So here, so what are the sanchita karmas and agami karmas that are there? Sanchita, you all know, it is that savings account you still have. In the savings account or CDs, that is a better way of saying CDs, that you get, in 10 years it is going to mature, and this much you are going to get it like that. So if you compare our karma palas to those CDs, some of them will mature and they become the prarabdha karmas, and we take the birth. But there are still so many seeds there that is going to mature, and we have to go through those things. But here, once that granthi is destroyed from the heart, all those seeds becomes null. You don't need that also anymore, because all the money and everything you needed to live in this world, but you have become one with Brahman. What do you want? So all the sanchita karmas and agami karmas, when we are alive now, going through the prarabdha karmas, still we will have some karma phalas. Those are the agami. So even those, they get burned. So as Gurudev always says, the seeds are like the sanchita karmas and agami karmas. They get roasted when you get liberated in that fire of the knowledge, and they cannot sprout anymore. So that's what he's telling. Prabala Vidya, however strong those avidya may be, with all its parivara, and mitai apar, everything goes away, and tabusoi buddhi pai ujiyara, and when you get that knowledge and it is shining in your heart, uragruha baiti granthi niro ara, that granthi, that knot that is in your heart, that is broken. That's what he said there. And chorana granthi pava jau soyi, tabu yaha jiva krutarata hoyi. So jau, like if the jiva succeeds in untying that granthi, untying that knot of ignorance, and it achieves, then what happens? Krutartha. It becomes fulfilled. Whatever the reason that we have taken our birth as human beings, that is fulfilled. Because you realize that God. You are that Brahman. And Krutartha also means, you're free from Maya. You're not under the Maya anymore. Because you have become Brahman. What is Maya? Maya is under the control of Brahman. So Maya is not going to bother you anymore, because you have become that one. So in Bhagavad Gita, that's what Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, Etad buddhva buddhiman syat krutakrutyascha bharata. So by understanding this, a person becomes enlightened, and he fulfills all that is accomplished. So he becomes the Kruthartha. Many times, we say, we have, at least I've heard some older people, they say, I'm Kruthartha, because I did all the weddings of my daughters, and which sons are settled and everything. I'm Kruthartha. I'm fulfilled. It's a way of seeing it. I'm not criticizing or anything like that. But as human beings, what is it when we can say we are fulfilled? Only when you are realized that you are that Brahman, for which we have born as human beings. So that's what is said here. And then you say that this jiva is fulfilled. But now he tells, this is, like when the sadhaka, this spiritual aspirant, when he's on his way to light that lamp, it doesn't mean he will be successful. Now he talks about all the vignas that he faces, even in the spiritual path. That's what is given in the future, in the next chopa is. I'm not going to start that one, because I cannot finish the whole thing there. So now we should not feel, oh, okay. So once I know how to light the lamp of knowledge, so I'm going to do it. But even in that path, there is so many vignas, which we don't even realize. So that is given next. So we will see that one in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, everyone.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.